All right, guys, I am just gonna start recording and just dive right into this. I'm so excited for tonight. It is such a huge, amazing day in our company right now. It's the 25th, which means all auto ships have run. Everything is pretty much up to date, ready to go. Everyone can see where their numbers are at. So I just want to say thank you for showing up here tonight and making this a priority, because although it is so crucial to be doing the work, it's also really crucial to be poured into and to learn and all the things. So I just appreciate you being here. So we're going to start the evening with 100 Days to Brave. So the title is When Pain Heals. I got LASIK eye surgery recently. It's amazing. It feels like the closest thing to a miracle that I have ever experienced. I was blind, but now I can see. But it didn't feel great. There was a lot of pressure and a decent amount of pain that afternoon after surgery. But I know the pain is well worth it because now my eyesight is practically perfect. Surgery hurts, but it is always good. It is always for our good and for our health. There are times when God is going to take you through surgery, not because he wants to hurt you, but because he loves you and wants to heal you. I've seen it in my own life. Things being cut out, things being taken away, sins being revealed, secrets being exposed, all for my good, even when it hurt. We know that, and yet we often behave like our surgeon isn't trustworthy and isn't for our good. We live our lives panicking and worrying and wondering why our lives are full of such pain. When we remember we're sinners in need of Jesus, we can trust our great physician. Jesus reminded us that we are sick people who need a doctor. We cannot see the future. We do not know what's best for us. We make mistakes. We say things we regret. We do things we impure motives. We live in a broken world, but our God is a healer. He loves us, and we can be brave in the face of brokenness and pain and spiritual surgery because we know that God is good. Be brave. Ask God to show you how some of your hurts have actually led to healing. Okay, regardless of whatever your religious beliefs are, I feel like that last sentence, like seeing how your hurts and the things that you've gone through are actually for your benefit. And I can honestly say that if there's one thing that I've learned since in this lifetime is the things that suck the most are the things that are the most worth it. And like, I honestly can say that the shittiest times in my life have produced the most amazing results. So let's do a little popcorn style sharing of May Cause Miracles stuff really quick before we completely dive into tonight's training. So whoever wants to unmute first, feel free. And then again, I just really hope that everybody shares something if you can, just so we have a lot of input. But go ahead.
Okay, I'll go first again. But I wanted to talk about day 22. I really liked day 22 where she was talking about like write down what you think about others, the way you treat people or whatever, and really realize how your ego like separates how you're concerned they see you as opposed to how they actually probably don't even care about you and they're just like passing you by, whatever. I really liked day 22. And then the evening, how she gave you those 5 questions that rolled into day 23 to kind of go along with. I really liked that one. I think those two for me kind of hit everything in this chapter about relationships was huge.
I kind of agree with what you said. I definitely think it's made me, I guess, like evaluate what I'm doing more and like how I'm thinking. I'm kind of being more conscientious of it instead of, I don't know, I'm trying to prevent it instead of catching myself while I'm doing it, I guess, if that makes sense.
Anybody else? All right, flag me down if you want to do it. And I will just mute myself so that I can shut up. But I don't want to pressure anybody. So thank you guys for sharing. For me personally, like y'all know, I've been absolutely loving this book. Gabby Bernstein is like one of my absolute favorite people on the planet. For a lot of people, I find that she can be a little bit hippy dippy at first, but once they like open up, which I think is a lot of what she's about, you really fall in love with her. I think it's hard not to. And the way that she writes, it's just really intriguing. And I really enjoy listening to her voice on the audiobook too. So if you guys are worried about voices, she's a really easy listen. But the ego, oh my gosh, like I did not realize how much when a judgment thought comes in, that is really an exact mirror image of how I perceive myself. Like that whole realization for me was my biggest aha this week, which is kind of what you said, Nat, but just like it felt like it hit me like a brick wall when I started recognizing how judgmental I actually am, because that's something that I personally have been working on for years. Like if you knew me in high school, I was the biggest B word like on the planet, the most judgmental person you could probably ever meet in your entire life. And when I met Connor, that was something that he really didn't like. And he was like, you need to be nicer to people, and you really need to work on this. And so that was something that he made me realize. And through this book, I'm like realizing how much I stopped saying things out loud, but still thought the thing, if that makes sense. And this book has really, especially this week, kind of like what Kayla was saying, stop the thought before it's even there. So I totally just repeated what both of you guys just said, but I like completely agree so much. Okay, someone put in chat, Nat, affirmation, kindness. Remember me day 24. I really like.
She was saying in day 24 for the morning, she just wanted to spread love and kindness to all encounters throughout the day. And then she said, just tell yourself, instead of setting the alarms, like her affirmation was kindness, remember me kind. So if she was thinking a thought or whatever, to just repeat that in your head. So that thought just, phew, and I really liked that too.
Yeah, that's huge. I love that. And I love that we're doing this together. Like, I know that it's so challenging. Like, it really is. It's challenging for us all to be, on the same day, for us all to make sure that we're doing the morning and night activities. And this really is an activity book. It's not just a listen, right? Like you listen and then you do the things and you sit for the minute and you do the journaling and you do the meditation or whatever. And I just think that it's really cool that we're leveling up together with this, because the people who are actively doing this book are the people that I'm seeing enroll, are the people that I'm watching their mindset completely shift 180 from a positive victim mindset to a successful mindset, and just having like an entrepreneurial mind and not being stuck in the negativity, which I think is really easy when you don't know any better. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like before I started doing self-development and doing all this stuff with y'all, like I didn't know any better. And I didn't know that the way that I was thinking and the way that I was acting was not okay, and that I needed to level up or my life was going to never level up, right? And so I think so many people get to their 30s and they're like, wow, why am I not farther along than I am? And it's like, well, because you've been in your 8-year-old I hate the world mindset for your entire life. But what a bummer, because it's not necessarily their fault, but they're just not listening to the right media and they're not growing. So I love this so much. All right, I'm going to stop like tooting Gabrielle Bernstein's horn. Hopefully one day if she watches this, like, girl, I'm a fan. Okay. It's saying my internet connection is unstable. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. So super cash, just wanted to give you guys, this is going to be really for newbies, but also for seasoned distributors. So I think that it's really important to understand why you need to trust your upline and why you should trust your upline. I wanted to start tonight by saying if your enroller is no longer in the company, everybody has an upline. So you have an upline, period. There is somebody above you who can help you. We can get it figured out. And if you're watching this and on my downline, I am your upline. You can always come to me, whether your enroller is working or not. Having said that, if for whatever reason, even the next person up, the person above them is not someone that you relate with, someone that you vibe with, you have to pick somebody. You need to pick a person, a couple people that you are going to follow their journey from this point forward. Okay, they are at the top of the company. I want you picking someone at least in top 100, top 150. Okay, if you don't know who those people are, come to me and I can show you who those people are. So if there's someone, like, inevitably, you guys, we enroll so many different people and so many different personalities. Not everyone is going to vibe with you. I have enrolled distributors where we just don't vibe. It's not that we don't get along. It's not that there's not a respect level there. It's just that we don't work very well together because I'm way too red. They get too hurt by the things I say, and it's this walking eggshells, or vice versa. They're an opposing personality that maybe rubs me the wrong way, and it's difficult for me to teach them, right? So you'll know. It's when you find distributors and your tribe, it will seem and feel so natural, so natural. So if your enroller or your upline is not that for you, you have to find somebody who is. Okay, so I just wanted to start by saying that. That's going to mean following them on their social medias, even if that's me or your enroller or this idol person, preferably all of the above. And you're going to be subscribing to their YouTube channels. And every time that a new YouTube channel comes out, you're going to be watching that video or whatever. Okay, so you need to pick a cat to copy because you don't need to reinvent the wheel in this business. There is already success tools. We've already done this a million times with a million distributors. That is such a rough number. But my point is there's not even a million distributors in the company. So just don't get it twisted. But like, you guys get my point. So now you've picked a person, hopefully. It's your enroller, it's your upline, or it's somebody else, preferably all three. Why is trusting this person so important? Just like I was just talking about, we have gone to the top of this company. People, it's not like no one's ever reached the top and we don't know how to do it. All of the information is here for every single one of us. It's here for you as a brand new distributor. It's here for me 2 years in. It's here for people 10 years in. There is so much training, corporate events. Like, I'm going to get into all the things. Your e-suite. There is so many tools that we are willing to give you. And when you come into this business, you don't know anything. And the biggest mistake that I see newbies make is coming into this business with a chip on their shoulder, thinking that they can do this without guidance. You are a newborn baby. I don't say that disrespectfully, but you need to grow. And that takes time. That takes effort. That takes falling and hitting your head a million times before you even walk. We're not even close to talking about running. So when you come in, I want you to really recognize and put this hat on and step back for a second and be like, okay, this is something new. This is something I've never done before. I don't even care if you've been in It Works before. You are in a new team. You're in a completely new tribe. And I guarantee you our training style is different than the last team that you were on. Guaranteed. The other thing is when you come in and you know that you don't know anything and you are coachable and you are trainable, and you have a mindset of so eager and hungry to learn, that is when you see the ignorance on fire. That is when you see newbies pop off. That is when you see people go from 0 to 100 in ranks because they're so willing to learn. So why is it important to trust your upline? Because we know more than you do. That's not a shade. That's not something that you should be ashamed of. I don't expect you to know anything. I don't want you to know anything, even if you do, because I'm going to show you how I enroll. And I am not perfect, and I am not at the top of this company yet, but I am double diamond. So if that is a rank that you are shooting for, I can show you how to at least get there. I'm still working on the rest. But the cool part about this company is that we go together. So as you're looking at double, as you're looking at triple, I'm going to be Prez ambassador and be able to show you how to hit those ranks. No one in our downline is a double diamond, right? Put a 1 in the chat. You are not a double diamond yet. So you are, by putting a 1 in this chat, saying that you have room to improve. You have room for growth. I'm pushing for triple and Prez. So you want to talk about growth? I have so much growing to do in my mindset, in my leadership, in my enrollments, in my posting, in my actions. But I know that. And the way that my mind is set up now is that I don't care if I'm at the top of the company. Every single day I have something to learn from somebody. There's going to be a quote that stands out to me. There's going to be a tip that stands out to me. There's going to be something that's like, wow, I've never heard that before. And things are going to change. Things evolve in the world, in this company. Like even HAPs have changed so much in the 2 years that I've been in this company. You guys, we have so many more product lines than when I even first started. It's incredible. So we underestimate how much can change in a year. And what I really want you to understand is, I know I'm really beating this on the head, but stop expecting yourself to know anything. Just be so freaking hungry as a newbie and as a seasoned distributor that you are so humbled that you know you have so much to learn. Okay. Why should you trust your upline? Now you know why trusting your upline is so important. But why should I trust you? Well, I don't know. You have to decide for yourself why this person is an idol to you. Why do you look up to this person? Why do you look up to me? Why did you enroll with me? What is it about our conversation that was like, she's it? Because just like we preach about all the time, I sold myself. You sell yourselves before they buy into the company. So what about us makes us special from a different distributor that made them come to us? That is where you build your trust off of. If it was the fact that they related to you because you're a single mom and you're going through some shit, then you need to use that. If they joined you because they saw your fire, they saw you showing up every single day and never giving up, they know that they can count on you to show up as a leader and in your own business, regardless of what they're going through, and you need to run with that. Whatever it is, you got to find that peace. But when you think about why you should trust your upline, because you don't know anything. And they may know more than you. So pick your person, find what stands out to you about them, and then just run with that trust. There's just a relationship that is built there. And that is why I say it is so important, especially you leaders, to get your newbies on the freaking phone or on FaceTime their first day. Preferably at the freaking latest, their first week. Like, I literally want to FaceTime people. I used to do the first week. No, like literally somebody enrolls, I'm going to be FaceTiming them. Oh my God, I'm so excited for you. Unless I'm in the middle of doing something. Because number one, I want them to feel my excitement. And number two, the second they see my face and hear my voice and they hear me and are looking at me when I say, I hear you, I had the same fears, that is priceless. There is nothing that replaces that 2 seconds of relatability, because you can text things all day long. You can message things all day long. But unless they see you walk the walk, you're just talking. You're just spitting the things. That's why I've been putting in it's kind of turning into a leadership Zoom, but like, that's why I put in the leadership chat those questions and why I'm having you guys ask those things in the mirrors to yourself. And why a big one has been, am I doing everything that I'm asking my team to do? Because if you can't trust yourself, how do you expect your newbies to trust you? Why should they trust you? Why should they follow your instruction? You're not doing the things. You're not doing the self-development. You're not sending the messages. Get on a Zoom with them and send them. It takes 10 minutes for me to send 30 messages. Literally, it takes less than 10 minutes. That's a quick FaceTime call. You know what I've been doing recently that has been so huge for me? and then I'm going to move on, is FaceTiming or texting somebody. And I was so proud of you, Nat, that you did this earlier, and I wish I was available, but is hitting somebody up and saying, oh my gosh, I'm either like bored, I don't feel like doing this, I don't want to send my messages right now. That creates that vulnerability. You are a real person. Do you think that I want to send my messages every day? You're like joking to yourself, because they're every single day I don't want to send my messages. Every single day. But I do it anyways because it works. So if you don't like doing it by yourself, you need to get on a working Zoom. If a working Zoom is still too boring for you because it's silent, you need to FaceTime somebody who is in this business who you've built a friendship with, and you guys are bullshitting or listening to music or doing whatever you're doing, and you're sending messages. And what I would suggest is set yourself a timer. Okay, I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes. We're going to send as many messages as we can together in that time. Ready, set, go. And then you guys are intentionally working together. Okay, so I really wanted to touch on that trust. Okay, so for newbies, these are the points that I really, really, really want you to hear me when I say that these things specifically, if there's nothing else that you trust or listen to your enroller or upline about, it's these things. Number one, and these are in priority order, by the way, but when we talk about revamping your pages, I've been talking to us leaders a lot about that recently. We have not been pushing attraction marketing hard enough. I've been doing it on my own, thinking that people are going to follow along, and shame on me, because our distributors do not know anything we don't tell them. They don't look at your page and think, wow, I wonder how I do that. They look at your page like, wow, her page looks like so much better than mine. I don't even know where to start, because I can tell you that that's exactly how I felt before I figured out how to do it. And it took me a year, and I wasted so much time. There's no reason. I am literally, and you guys will see in my new training process, that is within the first 72 hours after they've sent those 30 messages. We're immediately redoing their bio. They're downloading an Etsy preset. They're fixing their handle, like whatever it is, we're going through all of the things. And that is because I want them from day one to understand what attraction marketing is. Because don't you want to make it easier for them? They will retain more followers. They're gonna get more interactions on their posts. Their page is so much more aesthetically appealing. It looks so much more professional. They're gonna get more friend requests. Don't do you and them a disservice by us just simply not training them on how to do it. It's so simple. It's such an easy thing. Immediately after that, you newbies are going to be doing an influencer application. In my new training process, leaders, it is a lot more housekeeping. And I know that. And some leaders don't like it and are going to take that piece out. And I know that some of you have. And that's okay. If that doesn't work for you, that's fine. Everyone has a different leadership style, and I will always, always walk by your side with whatever you choose, even if it's not what I'm doing. I fully support you guys training your teams how you want to. Having said that, you need to know when you come back to me saying, hey, this happened, what do I do? I'm going to be real with you, and I'm going to show you that this is what I suggested, this is what you did, this was the result. Now this is how we get out of it and come back to this, right? So again, just that communication. But when we talk to you about revamping your pages, newbies, this is something you really need to hear us on. Your bio and your page is what is going to attract people to you initially. If you want people coming to you, instead of feeling like you have to reach out to so many people, you need to get good at this piece. So let us help you with that. Next thing, and the most important thing as a newbie is send screenshots. For the love of God, please, I'm literally begging you to send screenshots. This is not because any of us want to be micromanaging. This is not because we want to invade on anyone's privacy. I am going to vicariously have a conversation for you because, again, you don't know how to do this. And that's okay. That's the best piece about this, is that we're going to show you from step one, how to be successful in this business. That's the best part. I've been in other network marketing companies, and I can tell you that that is not the case in other companies all the time. So you take advantage of that. But the reason that we ask you to send us screenshots is because this is the best way to train you. Again, we're not reinventing the wheel here. Every top leader in this company has people send screenshots because it's the easiest way to show you how to have a conversation. There is a right way and a wrong way to have the conversation. Once you get the basics, you can tweak it to sound more like you. You can make it more casual. You can come up with your own templates or scripts, whatever. You can come up with all the things. But let me show you first so that you can see how to do it. Because again, one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make is trying to do this on their own. And then you send me a screenshot a million conversations later, and you've already butchered the potential. You've already word vomited. You've already given information that is false. You've already given pricing that I don't even know where you got it. So if you hear nothing other than this tonight as a newbie, this is the one thing that us as leaders like beg for. And the people who do send screenshots are the ones who learn how to do this so quickly, and they enroll quickly. So if that's something that you want as a newbie, you want to enroll quickly, you want to get your first 6 loyal customers, you want to get fast start qualified, you want to earn that shopping spree, this is your key. Step 1, screenshots. Okay, the other thing that I really want you to trust us on, and I did an entire 45-minute Zoom about this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. If you want to go watch it and you want more information on this, it's called auto ships / being a product of the product. It's on my channel. But you guys need to use the products, point blank, period. No one is going to buy anything from you that you yourself have not used. There are so many perks to buying products with this company. And one of them includes getting your own results, which is so selling, because just like I'm sure you as a newbie are apprehensive when you look at corporate approved results. You don't know if they're real. You don't know these people. You don't know if the products work, but you know when you step on that scale. You know when you watch your acne disappear that it works. You know when your hair grows 4 inches that the HSN works, right? So use your shopping spree. And I know that everyone is so eager to sell their virtual samples now, but I really challenge you to save at least one for yourself. Send that one to yourself, sell the rest. Get your shopping spree, use it on products that you are going to use, that you are going to show every day that you are using. And this is going to just really easily create that conversation. People will come over to my house, and I don't really even have regular coffee on hand anymore. I always am offering somebody something to drink. Can I get you coffee, tea, whatever? If somebody wants coffee, I'm making them a Skinny Brew or a keto coffee. I don't have anything else. Think about how easy that conversation is when they drink it and fall in love and they're like, oh my God, what is this? Like, oh my gosh, girl. And then you jump into the sample pack conversation. You jump into a distributor conversation. You jump into just becoming an LC, whatever it is, you'll know based off of the person. But I don't want to get too much in that, but use the products. Trust us on that. Go to events. You need to get your butt in a physical seat at green carpet or conference. Like, if there's nothing else that you go to, it's conference. It is the biggest event of the year. You will rub shoulders with the top 1 income earners in the company, top 100 income earners. Everybody is all together. It is such a community, and there guaranteed is a person who walks onto that stage that you can relate with. And if you didn't have belief in the company before, you bet your bottom dollar that after seeing them walk across that stage and you're in tears with them, that you do now. When you hear Mark Pentecost talk about how much you as a family mean to him, you will be in tears. You will be endowed to this company. And that's how I am, only because I showed up to events. I would not be here today, guaranteed, if I had not committed to giving this business a year and to getting my butt to conference my very first year. Events are so huge. Save up for it now. Okay, self-development. You guys, this is so crucial, like to life or to business, okay? You cannot pour into other people, your teams, your potentials, posts. You can't get inspiration. Your mind is going to feel so clouded, so bogged down, so anxiety and fear-filled that you cannot successfully work your business. And if you're noticing that in your business, we need to look at what step one is. And that is always, always, always in your heart and in your head. Always, every time. You're not where you want to be yet in this company. It's your heart and your head. I guarantee you the work that you are doing, if you are completing your 6 list every day, is enough to get you where you want to go. It's not that you need to send 500 messages instead of 200. It's that you need to get your mind right. And there's something blocking you, and there's something missing. And I can say that of myself, even pushing for this next promotion. There are so many obstacles that I have overcome that I every time look back like, wow, I wouldn't have maintained triple if I didn't learn that. Wow, I would not have maintained or even hit triple if I didn't handle this like this. Or if I didn't run with that person, or if I didn't pull that person up, or if I didn't have that tough conversation, or if I didn't trust the people above me, right? So when we talk about doing self-development, doing your 6 lists, getting to events, these are all things that as newbies, I want you taking mental note of. I want you writing down. Even if you don't know what it means, you still probably have no concept of what conference is, but it should be on a note in your notebook. I was listening to Be Obsessed or Be Average right before this call. So that's probably why you can tell them why I'm so fired up. But he was talking about, and I think that this is something that I, especially as a leader, have struggled with. Y'all, this is so turning into like a leadership call, so sorry in advance. But the things that I have been struggling with is, and drop a 1 in the chat because I know I'm not the only one, is finding people who want this as bad as I do. And sometimes, even on this team, I just feel like some people don't want it as bad as I do. I'm gonna cry, y'all. Like, I knew this piece was going to get me emotional. Pregnancy hormones have me like lit. But you guys, that is absolutely something that I struggle with. Something that is really hard for me because I would, without getting too graphic, literally, and I don't mean sexually, so get your head out of the gutters, do anything to get to the top of this company. Because I know that when I do, I will be one of the best versions of myself. I will no longer have the stresses that I have today. I will not have the debt that is weighing on my shoulders like a ton of bricks. And I will be with people who want this as bad as I do. And this whole time in this podcast, before I got onto this call, he was talking about, and to sum it up without butchering it, how I would describe pulling teeth with distributors, or what we say as dragging dead bodies. I've been doing that for far too long, and I still to this day do it. And it's something over the last 2 years that I kick myself for doing every single time. And yet somehow I continue to do it like it's going to change. And he basically said, stop trying to change the person who's interviewing. They are not hungry. I promise you, if you interview 100 more people, there will be someone 100 times hungrier. But you settled for the person who doesn't want this as bad as you do. And it was an epiphany for me because it was like, this whole time I've been telling myself not to focus on the people who aren't working and to just focus on new enrollments. But not just any new enrollment, not just any distributor who wants to make money with me. I'm talking people who want what I want in life. I'm talking the people who have dreams like I have, the people who will do anything like I will to get there, the people who are persistent, the people who are willing to learn, the people who show up and go search things, who are proactive. I am not focusing on the right things. And if I'm not, I know you're not. So as newbies, when we talk about all these things, you need to focus on, when you're going for distributors, people who want this as bad as you do. If you want this for an extra $500 a month, those are going to be the people that you are going to start attracting. As you get bigger, and as I'm looking at some of you who I know want more than just diamond, we have to find people who want more than just diamond. Okay. My last little tip for newbies before we kind of go on to more with seasoned distributors, and I know I'm getting off on a bunch of tangents, but I'm just like speaking whatever comes to my heart, is following instruction. So not only sending screenshots and allowing us to show you how to have conversations, but literally doing what I tell you. And I know that sounds so managerial, but it's not because I am your boss. It's not because I'm going to be mad if you don't complete this task. I can't fire you, right? But my job and why you enrolled with me, or why you enrolled with someone on this team, is because you trusted them to make you successful, yes? So let them do their job of showing you how to be successful in this. If you don't feel like you're getting enough help, there is YouTube and Google and a team page and your back office that will be your best friend if you are hungry enough, if you are willing to look for it. So just follow instruction. There's a training process for a reason. Trust the process. Trust your enroller. There's a lot of trust in this, right? And then once you learn, hit the ground running. But allow yourself to have that time. Okay, for seasoned distributors, where I really want you guys trusting your upline, trusting me, is when we talk about charting. If I am showing you where to move something, or if I'm talking about where we need to stack distributors, or someone needs to come off your chart, it's not because I have a personal vendetta. It's not because that's going to boost my paycheck. It's not because I don't want you placing it under your distributor, or whatever it is. My placement for you, the things that I help you with charting, are in your best interest, and so that you don't make the same mistakes that I have made in my charting, i.e. dragging dead bodies. Stop pulling dead weight. Someone's not working on your chart. Every single person who is not at 400 has a star by their name, because they are getting stacked under this month. That shows me how many distributors I need to enroll by the end of the month. When you are looking at your chart, you're always going to be pulling people up. That's never going to stop. You're never going to have 3 people at the top that just stay there. I don't care if Cheyenne Knox was on my downline. Eventually, she's not going to be on my chart because I know she's got her team. I know that that leg is covered. You need to be focusing on the areas that there is lack. You still give your 20%. You still show up for that person. You're still their leader. You still guide them. You still help them with their charting. You're running together. It's not like you let go and they're just doing their own thing. But you have to focus your attention with your placements on where you have dead bodies, because we're taking the next body and we're ditching that. And we're going to fill it with a warm one. And hopefully they're hungry enough. And just like we talk about that deck of cards, you are going to do this many times before you find your runners. And even when you do, eventually they're going to have their legs and you're going to be looking at new people. You guys, every single person on this chart right now is not the same people who were when I first started. They are not the people who were on my diamond chart. They were not the people who were on my double chart. I just promoted to double, last March? They're not the same people, not even close. And it's not because I'm taking that person off my chart. I know they have their leg. So you just need to be careful, because placements are crucial to your promotion. And again, I support you guys. If at the end of the day, this is your business. This is your paycheck. And let's be super clear that I will not let that affect mine. I don't mean that rudely. It's just the truth. So whatever you decide to do at the end of the day, I have your back, whether I disagree or not. I will always have your back. But you need to be willing enough to hear the constructive criticism when I tell you I would have placed it here and here's why. And what you need to understand both as a newbie and as a seasoned distributor is things can't be undone. Once it's moved, it's moved. It's done. And why not have a second set of eyes on it? Like once you're diamond and above, it's not like I expect you to be asking where to place every time. And it's not that I necessarily want to control your chart. But I have my hands on the pot, and the second that you guys enroll something, I'm asking you where you're placing it for your best interest. I'm asking for your charts, not because I don't already have them done. I have a stack of charts along with mine done for you. I'm asking for your chart because I want to know if on the 25th at now 9 p.m. you've done it. Again, it goes back to who's hungry enough. If you don't have your chart done yet, sis, I'm questioning whether or not you are hungry enough for your promotion. I don't say that as a shade. It's just the truth. How hungry are you? How much are you willing to trust where we're talking about placement, and how much are you truly running with your runners? And this isn't like, I really want you to be encouraged by this because a lot of you are really, really good at this. A lot of you immediately text me when you have an enrollment and we talk about where to place. A lot of you are like, hey, I have my chart. Here's this. Here's where I'm thinking about doing this. I don't want you to feel like this is me harping on you because like maybe that's my tone. I'm just like ruminating on how my tone is right now. But I'm excited for you. And I want you to know that me asking you to trust me or your enroller, if I'm not your upline or whatever, is literally just for your promotion. And because I want this so badly for you. Forget how much I want this for me and my family. Yes, that's there. That's a huge part of my why. But when I look at every single one of my girls' faces on this team, when I look at every single one of your whys, it will bring me to tears every single time. And that is why I show up every day. And that is why I help you with your charting. And that is why I show you how to lead. And that is why I may question you and tell you constructive criticism sometimes. I've really been preaching lately that I'm not your babysitter. I'm not your mom. And I'm not your boss. I am here to lead you. And those who are willing to be led, come. And thank Jesus for you. Even though I don't believe in God. But thank the universe. Thank whatever you believe in. Because those are the people that you want. And it's not a bad thing. And you guys know my door is always open. And if somebody's not ready to run right now, that does not mean that you close your doors to that person. I will never tell you that. But it does mean that you do need to have the mindset of the fact that if they're not running with you, everyone is disposable. Everyone is replaceable. I'm sorry. That sounds super harsh, super rude, but it's true. I will find another distributor if it's not you who wants this more than you do. And you will do the same because I want this for you so badly. So badly. Okay, trusting on charting. Trusting, and I touched a little bit on both of these, but I really want to dump a little bit more in depth and then we're almost done. I said this was going to be a short Zoom and then I got all hot and bothered. So where we take the team, and I really just want to give you guys a hug and say thank you and praise you for how much trust you have given me in the last 2 years about where I've been taking this team. Because if you know, you know, and we have gone a very different route. We've made big moves. We've done big things. And I just want to say thank you for coming along with me and for having my back. And that is what you want from your teams, leaders, is die-hard people who have your back no matter what and trust you no matter where you take them, because they know that you want this so bad for them that you would never steer them wrong. You would never take them down the wrong path. And I think every single one of you could say that about me. And I could say that about you, as leaders. I can trust where you are going. So have trust there. The other is how to lead. I am not perfect. I am not a perfect leader. I'm not a perfect friend. I'm not a perfect wife. I'm not a perfect mom. I will never be perfect, and I never expect you guys to be perfect. However, just like I was talking about earlier, I do expect that every single one of us is working towards being our best selves as an individual and as a leader every single day. We should be listening to things that are making us grow in that area if that is not a strong suit for you. And I can promise you that even if you think it is your strongest suit, you need to work on it. Because there are very different types of people that we work with in this business. There are all different kinds of personalities. There are all different kinds of people, ages, financial demographics, like where they live. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things that go into this. So when you see and you pick that person, wrapping it back to the beginning of this Zoom, whether it's me, whether it's your enroller, whether it's an idol, start watching how they lead. Because if you want to go to the top of this company, you are going to have to be a leader. Absolutely. Hands down. Probably the top 2 most important things would be showing up for your own business and being a leader and creating duplication in this company. 2 most important things if you want to go to the top. So you have to learn how to lead. And it is not a skill that we are born with. Some may have more leadership bone in their body than others. And so it's going to be a little bit more natural for some people than others, but it is a skill that we all acquire. It is something that we all learn how to do. And when you learn how to do it, it's going to become easier. And you're going to go through stages. You're going to go through stages where you feel like you're an amazing leader, and then you feel frustrated with your team. And then you're going to feel like you're an amazing leader, and then you're an angry leader. And then you're going to feel like you're doing better, and then you're going to piss somebody off. And then you have to come into this whole thing of like, well, I shouldn't be apologizing for stepping on toes because I am their leader, but maybe I need to tone back this area, or maybe I need to step up here. These are just all things that you learn, but it is by watching and learning other people. And I don't care if that's me or someone else, but you've got to pick someone, especially for that aspect. Find someone in a leadership position that you really look up to and start watching what they're doing. Are they doing trainings? Are they hosting power hours? How are they talking to their team? What is their style? How do they speak to people? This is the biggest thing, is how you talk to other people. And not everyone wants to be treated and spoken to the way that you do. That's just reality. So we have to learn how to adapt in that area. And I really hope that I do a good job of being vulnerable and letting you know that I'm not perfect, and letting you know that I've been an angry leader and that I've been all the things. And again, I still have so much room for growth even now. But I can absolutely pat myself on the back, and I know a lot of you can too, that we have grown. And we're going to continue to grow in that area. But we find that from the people above us. And we trust them in those aspects, that if we take our team this route, or we treat our team this way, that there's going to be X result, right? So wrapping up everything that we've talked about tonight, I know that I went off on so many different areas, but hopefully it was helpful. Trust the people around you. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Do the things. That's it. All you have to do is follow the instruction and do it. Because if you do the self-development and you do the work, your success is inevitable. My success is inevitable. And we just need to go on the same wavelengths, grow together. And that's why I'm loving this May Cause Miracles book, because I think it's really forcing us to do that. And like I said, the people who are actively doing it are stepping up. And I'm seeing that in other ways other than just the reading. So I'm really excited about this. After looking at numbers, you guys, I have so much freaking work to do. So I'm going to go downstairs, go to the bathroom, stop this recording.